Renaissance Union, all is well. And all is in divine order. Can we all stand? I won't do this to you too many times, but can we do an affirmation together? I know we should. It's all love. It's all good. Just repeat after me. Joy is my gift that I was gifted. I claim it with courage and confidence. I rise in joy. I walk in strength. And I awaken to the infinite truth of God with me and God within me. Before you sit down, I want you to look at somebody. And in your loudest voice, you're screaming. Just say this: behold! Not loud enough. I've seen some of y'all when y'all excited. Seen some of y'all when you're mad. So I know you can get louder. Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy. Great joy. Great joy. You may be seated. You should. Too loud. So we just set the stage for joy. But what kind of joy? What kind of joy? Great joy. It's Advent season. It is that time of expectancy, excitement, and extraordinary miracles being anticipated. And we talked about that, the special season of Advent, when we feel like we're at the end of the year, end of a season. And now there's hope, there's faith, there's love, because there's joy about the potential of what's about to happen. And we hear all the stories about this time of year, a time of great celebration. But this is more than just a traditional story. And like you, I'm watching all the little shows, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Santa Claus Is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman. I'm an addict. Leah just said he's a big kid. And y'all just don't know it, but you should be getting little hints. All the shows I'm watching, the way my yard is with 21 inflatable characters. But this season is also, more importantly, about a spiritual awakening. Can you say spiritual awakening? Now, to understand that there's a spiritual awakening, I must be awake. And something must bring me to the state of being awake. And so let's see if we can find that today. But the point is, the greatest joy is when you discover and you become aware and awake to the fact that God is not far away, but with us and within us. God is with us and within us. This is key. Write that down right now. God is not far away, but with us and within us. You've heard 1,000 times during this season, joy to the world, the Lord has come. Right? Anybody that heard that? Maybe you sang the song. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. But let me ask you, what does that joy really mean? We toss that term around, 3 letters, joy. But what does joy really mean? And what does joy have to do with love, to the point to where I put joy before love? Knowing that love is the greatest gift that we get. But before we get to love, I think we need to explore joy. So can we explore joy this morning? Just for a few minutes, can we just explore that three-letter word, joy? The angel proclaimed, "Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy." Luke, 2nd chapter, verse 10. We've all heard it. It's throughout the Bible. "Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy." So joy can't be a fleeting emotion, can it? It's got to be something more substantive than just an emotion. It's got to be more than just a feeling. And it is. It's foundational. It's fierce. And it's faithful. Listen to those three. It's foundational. It's fierce. And it's faithful. Why are those three so important? Foundational means it's the groundwork. It's the basis. So it has to be present to ground everything else. So it's foundational. It's fierce, meaning it's relentless. It's always present, always nudging you. And it's faithful. Faithful, meaning it's reliable. It's dependable. Faithful. Faithful, faithful. So foundational, fierce, and faithful. So say this with me. Joy is not what happens to me. It's what happens through me, through my mindset. I set my mind to greater moments, greater manifestations, greater miracles for me, because this is about me. It's so hard to say that. This is about me. Not about my significant other, not about my kids, my grandkids, my friends. It's about me. And that's all predicated on the fact that if I experience greater moments, greater manifestations, and greater miracles, you're going to benefit from it if you're in my vicinity. Understand that? When I'm achieving at my greatest level, if I'm moving to a higher level of ascension, my vibrational force is greater. And there's a pull that pulls you towards me, and I'm more attractive to you in that state. And so the idea is this for me. So let's say that over again. With intentionality, meaning I intend for this to happen for me, but it's going to benefit you too, Reverend Wilma. She said, talk to me. Talk to me, boy. Now let's say this. Joy is not what happens to me. It's what happens through me, through my mindset. I set my mind to greater moments, greater manifestations, greater miracles for me. Behold, behold, I call to wake you up. Behold, it's a wake-up call. It's a moment where we're tapped on the shoulder and we're saying, get up. Whatever has you down, whatever has you doubting, whatever has you depressed, wake up. Behold, I love you. And I just called to say, I love you. Everybody's laughing and thinking about that song. I just called to say, I love you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So here it is. Behold, it's more than just a song or a phrase. It's a spiritual spotlight. Can we say spiritual spotlight? So if there's a spiritual spotlight, it must be spotlighting something. So behold, it's just like someone saying, hold up, wait a minute. I have discovered something that you need to know. You need to be reminded of. Hold up, wait a minute. Stop what you're doing and listen. Behold, I bring you something you need to know. And it shines a light on something. Joy isn't tied to your circumstances. It transforms your circumstances. You understand that? Joy isn't tied to your circumstances. Joy transforms your circumstances. Now, if I have joy, great joy, then I'm in the position to transform those circumstances into a miracle. You got it? This is like walking in a dark room. No light. It's dark. Pitch black dark. How dark is it? Pitch black dark. And I'm wondering, where is the light? And I keep on searching in the darkness, looking for the light. And I can't seem to find the light, so it's still pitch black. And I'm still searching for that light. And I'm wondering, is the power out? Is there not light? But then as I begin to let faith and hope and love into my mindset, I begin to feel in the darkness. And I feel in the darkness. And I feel a light switch. The light switch was there the whole time. Behold, is the moment of the realization that the power is present at all times. You just need to flick on the switch. But will you flick on that switch and let daylight be present? My little granddaughter says, daylight, be present. So can we just say, turn on the light? Turn on the light. There's a light switch that can just be turned on at any moment, and it creates great joy. Good tidings, divine news that you can use, breaking news that you can use. I can use some good news right about now. Can you use some good news? So the good tidings, behold, I bring you good tidings. What is a tide? It's news. It's information. But preceding it is the word good. So I bring you good information. I bring you good news. What is that good news that I need to know? The good news is Christ's consciousness within you is stronger than any circumstance around you. Let me say that again. Christ's consciousness within you is stronger than any circumstance around you. You know how things just seem to circle around you? Problems. Things that just mystify you. And they just seem to circle their wagons around you and stay around you. And they just seem to linger on. They overstay their welcome. Just like guests come over. You think it's going to be for a couple hours? Turns into a couple of days. Lo and behold, they had their bags in the garage all along and planned to move into your space, into your mind, and take over. It's a hostile takeover. But here it is. The Christ consciousness within you is stronger than any circumstances around you. Good tidings. Spiritual notification. That's what it's all about. Good tidings. Can you say good tidings? So good tidings is like a spiritual notification. This is similar to getting a ping on your phone. Ping! You have something in your inbox. Now, so many times we're so used to getting the pings that we don't check the inbox. We don't check the text because we're so used to getting so many messages, mixed messages, that we don't check the spiritual inbox. But there's a message waiting for you. But you need to check the message and make sure that you're running your mind with the right program. And so that spiritual inbox has a message and it's saying, joy has been waiting for you. Joy has been inside of you all along. All you had to do was open up the message, read it, and live it. That's all you had to do. I have joy in my inbox. Now, understand this. Great joy. Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy. Can we say great joy? Great joy. Again, it's not a feeling, it's not an emotion, it's a divine mindset. We're breaking this down. Great joy is a divine mindset. It's the knowing that God's presence is active in your life. Understand these statements, these songs that we sing, they have meanings deeper than we think. Behold, I bring you good news of great joy. Joy being a divine mindset. It was raining. It was storming. Back in September, our granddaughter in the house with me. Leah's downstairs in the office. Storm, branches all over the street. The storm ends and she says, can we go outside and play? And I'm thinking to myself, there's great danger, and then there's Leah's great danger. If I take this baby out, but I decide something better. I'm going to go to the store and get her some treats. And so, I'm not that smart. So, the child seat, I tried to put it in the car. I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. Myers is about a block from us. But I had never walked to Myers. I mean, it's less than a half a mile from our front door. And I had never walked there. Can't get the car seat figured out. And so I said, Leah's busy working in her office, but the baby wants a treat, and I want to give the baby a treat. What do you do when the baby wants a treat and you want to give the baby a treat? Give the baby a treat. And so we decided to walk to the store because I can't drive. I'm not going to risk this precious little 3-year-old in a car without the car seat. And so I grab her by the hand and we started walking. After the storm, we're seeing puddles. And she just sees the puddle and she jumps in it. You ever seen a child just jumping in the puddle? Like, what are you doing? You're getting your shoes wet, your socks wet. I'm going to be in trouble with my wife. Because she going to say, you worse than a kid. Why don't you act like an adult? I hear that about 2 times a day in my house. And so, what she was teaching me is that in life, there's a lot of situations where we find ourselves thrown into a storm. And in that storm, that we find ourselves, it's not about whether we'll get through the storm. It's about how do we react when the storm is over and we see all the branches and we see all the puddle. And she was teaching me that there's joy in the aftermath of the storm. She was teaching me to dance in life's puddles. A 3-year-old teaching me, instead of worrying about the rain, have fun dancing in the puddles after the storm is over. That's when you know you have great joy. So what she was teaching me is there's a call. And the call is the call. And when you get the call, and the call is calling you to a place of a calling that's greater than any storm that you're going through or you've gone through. The great joy is when you get the call and you answer the call, and the call is telling you to cancel all lack and limitation thoughts. That's the call. Donnie's on cue. Cancel all lack and limitation thoughts. Can we say that? I am going to cancel all lack and limitation thoughts. Why do we need to do this? Why do we need to do this? Because you can't make space for joy until you answer the call to move away from the thoughts of lack and limitation. To make space for joy, we have to cancel anything that tells you, I'm not enough, I don't have enough, life isn't working for me. Cancel all constraints of consciousness and claim your Christ connection. Can we do this? Count it all joy. That's what I got through the week last week on. Count it all joy, every experience. Count it all joy. Because joy is the mindset, the mentality, the movement forward to make our lives filled with love in everything that we see. It's time to transform. And here we're in this moment of Advent, with all the opportunity, everything present, all of these experiences that's been poured into us, all the setbacks, all the setups. But you have to understand, the trials are not punishments, they're preparation. Can you say that with me? Trials are not punishment, they're preparations. Struggles aren't setbacks, they're setups for breakthroughs. Now let's really lean into this. Now let's say it. Say it like you know it's coming this time. Trials aren't punishments, they're preparations. Struggles aren't setbacks, they're setups for breakthroughs. Now this is no different from the cake that you're going to bake for Christmas. You got all the raw ingredients, the flour, the egg, the oil, and the sugar. Got to have sugar, right? Even if you got sugar diabetes, you got to have sugar. Now, all those ingredients just spread out. They seem kind of messy, unpleasant on their own, right? But when you combine them, something magical happens, right? Not yet. Not yet. You can combine them, the flour, the eggs, the oil, the sugar. You combine them, and you have the makings of something good, right? The makings. Vanilla extract added to it. So it seems something good is about to happen. But it doesn't happen until you add the heat. You understand? So we need a little heat. A little liquid too, you see. Think about it. All those raw ingredients, messy at first, put them all together, and we have the makings of something good. But it doesn't get better until we add the heat. So what I'm trying to tell you this morning? That it's the heat that makes us move, knowing that something is better than the present. But it's the heated moments of life that make us better. Because until we feel the heat, we don't open up our minds, our hearts, and our spirit. Until we have those moments, those heated moments, when life confronts us with a dilemma, a death, a defeat. We're in the heat. But in the heat, all the things that we've learned begin to come together and manifest themselves. And we begin to say, count it all joy. And why do we say count it all joy? Because there's a spiritual accounting process to this. Count it all joy. Can we all say count it all joy? It's a spiritual accounting. And what's the spiritual accounting process? Now we know we all have this balance sheet. It's kind of like a bank account. All these things, the tears, the tests, the trials, we think of them as withdrawals. All of those, think about it. The tears, the tests, the trials. And we think they're withdrawals. How do I know we think they're withdrawals? Because every time we suffer a loss, we say that took a lot out of me. It devastated me. When they left me, they took a part of me with them. Anybody ever said that? When they left me, whether it was through death, divorce, it took a lot out of me. And so all of those things that we think are withdrawals are really deposits. And so I know a lot of people, they've got used to this, singing those songs. And I'm from a Baptist background. I've had my good days. I've had my bad days. But I won't complain. Sheldon, you know, you sang that song with me. I've had my good days. I've had my bad days, but I won't complain. In that mindset, we're thinking there's a withdrawal occurring in us, through us, because we've experienced something. We've experienced a storm, a tornado. And so we're thinking, something left me. Some part of me was devastated, deteriorated. And so now I'm not the whole person. And I'm saying, in spiritual accounting, where you count it all joy, you realize all of those trials, those tribulations, those tears were a setup. They were deposits. And they were deposits so that you can say that I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm able to move to a higher level, experiencing life with great joy. Your trials are not reducing you, they're refining you. Go back to that heat. Heat added to you doesn't reduce you, it just refines you. This is no different from gold. Putting gold into the fire doesn't diminish the value of gold, it just purifies it and it enhances its value and its appearance. And that's what you are. You're a diamond. You're gold. And once you realize this process, you'll just say, God is refining me for greater joy. If we could just say this together. Joy is a decision, not a destination. Meaning that joy is not something that you stumble upon, it's something that you step into. Mary had the chance to say, this situation you put me in, Lord, is uncomfortable. I don't want to be in it anymore. It felt like I'm in the fire. But she said, let it be unto me. So joy is a decision, not a destination. Decide today that I want to have great joy. Second, joy is your spiritual superpower. Charles Fillmore said, joy is strength. Joy isn't a feeling. Joy is energy that fuels faith and fortifies your spirit. Third one, joy is the birth of Emmanuel truth. You heard of Emmanuel? God with us. Emmanuel. God with us. Joy is the birth of Emmanuel truth. And the truth is, God is with you. Every second, minute, hour, God is present, available for the purpose of you experiencing great joy. And that's the good news. Emmanuel, God with us. Christ is born. Not only in Bethlehem, but in each and every one of us in this Advent season. May we all stand. Once you realize it's already in you, all the ingredients necessary to live a joyful life. Find that puddle. It's been raining all morning. I challenge you, no matter how old you are, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even 100s, find a puddle. Step in it. Take a big step into it with great intention. And then just jump in it. And count it all joy. Stay in that moment and say, Lord, I've gone through the storms. I've gone through the trials. I've gone through the tribulations. But I made it through the storm. And I'm jumping in this puddle. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Repeat after me. Joy is my birthright. It's mine. It's mine. It's my power. It's my promise. I am filled with unstoppable joy, fueled by divine strength, and guided by the truth that God is with me, in me, and working as me. I carry this joy boldly into every moment of my life. Renaissance student, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Live with great joy and enjoy life.